Of all the predictions in this landscape of future health directions, this one carries perhaps the most frustration because the evidence is not future-facing, it is already here, it is already damning, and it is largely being ignored. Sleep deprivation is not a productivity quirk. It is not a badge of industriousness. It is, by the epidemiological data available right now, a significant driver of premature death, cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, immune dysfunction, and metabolic disruption. That this requires a prediction about future medical recognition is itself an indictment of how the current system prioritizes and communicates risk. The research on sleep and Alzheimer's disease is particularly arresting. The brain's glymphatic system, a clearance mechanism discovered relatively recently, operates primarily during deep slow-wave sleep to flush toxic metabolic byproducts, including amyloid beta and tau proteins, the same proteins that accumulate in Alzheimer's plaques. This is not a correlation. This is a biological mechanism. Chronic sleep disruption does not merely correlate with cognitive decline. It removes one of the brain's primary defense mechanisms against neurodegenerative disease. Every night of significantly disrupted sleep is, in a measurable sense, a missed clearance cycle. Matthew Walker's synthesis of the epidemiological literature established that sleeping under 6 hours per night consistently elevates all-cause mortality risk at levels comparable to smoking. Cardiovascular risk, cancer risk, immune vulnerability all trend significantly higher in the chronic short sleeper. And yet clinical medicine has no structured, reimbursable, standardized sleep optimization pathway for the general population. Sleep apnea is treated. But the vast majority of sleep quality problems, architecture fragmentation, insufficient slow-wave sleep, circadian dysregulation, receive almost no clinical attention until they have already contributed to another condition. The positive picture here is that the tools to address this are becoming genuinely good. EEG-based consumer sleep trackers are imperfect but improving. Acoustic stimulation during slow-wave sleep, targeted sound pulses delivered at specific neural frequencies, has demonstrated measurable enhancement of deep sleep architecture in controlled studies without pharmaceutical dependency. Chronotype-aware sleep scheduling, light environment optimization, and temperature regulation of the sleep environment are low-cost, high-evidence interventions that could be deployed immediately if clinical infrastructure existed to support them. The prediction that sleep quality will be formally integrated into cardiovascular and neurological risk scoring is medically justified and probably overdue by about 2 decades. The barriers are cultural as much as scientific. Medicine trained a generation of physicians on sleep deprivation, residents historically working 36-hour shifts, which created a professional culture that implicitly devalued sleep. Reversing that culture from the inside is slow. But the science has reached a level of clarity where continued clinical neglect of sleep as a primary prevention target is genuinely indefensible.